The sun rises over Nairobi, but the air is not calm. It vibrates with footsteps, whistles, chants, and rage. What started as a whisper of discontent has grown into a thunderous roar. From downtown Nairobi to the dusty roads of Nakuru, from the heart of Kisumu to the coastlines of Mombasa, a nation is on its feet. And at the center of the storm stands one man. President William Ruto, a man who campaigned as the hustler president, the voice of the people. But today, that voice is being drowned out by something louder, a generation betrayed. This is not just about a finance bill. It's about broken promises. It's about power, pride, and pain. And today, Kenya is erupting. Welcome to Pan-African Hub. Today's story: Ruto under siege. The protest that changed everything. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with Africa's most important stories told the way they should be.
They are involved in extrajudicial killings, they are involved in enforced disappearances, and they are involved in, kidnapping people and abducting people, and we've seen some people turn up dead. So this must end. We are not scared to say it. We will say it boldly, we will say it courageously. Police brutality must end, and Ruto must go.
The Kenyan economy has been teetering on the edge. Youth unemployment is high. Prices are rising. The cost of living is suffocating families. But it was the introduction of the Finance Bill 2024 that pushed the nation over the edge. The government argued it was necessary. Taxes on fuel, mobile money transfers, cooking oil, sanitary pads, even bread, all supposedly meant to bridge the deficit. But Kenyans saw something different: a betrayal, a war on the poor. A government trying to squeeze the last coin out of an already bleeding population. A youth voice in Swahili, passionately shouting, "Hatuwezi kuvumilia tena." We can't tolerate this anymore. On social media, influencers, students, and ordinary Kenyans began mobilizing. The hashtag Reject Finance Bill 2024 trended for days, and then it spilled into the streets. It wasn't the opposition that led this uprising. It wasn't the political class. It wasn't the trade unions. It was the youth. Tech-savvy, frustrated, educated, but unemployed. Armed with smartphones and megaphones, Generation Z took over the streets, organizing protests without leaders, without political banners, without tribal slogans. It was raw. It was powerful. It was unstoppable. Police responded with tear gas and batons. But the youth came back stronger. Even during curfew, they returned, masked, defiant, singing freedom songs that echoed across the capital. This was not just protest, it was defiance. And for Ruto, the man who once claimed to fight for the poor, it was a nightmare unfolding live. President William Ruto had positioned himself as the voice of the common man. He campaigned as the hustler-in-chief, promising jobs, dignity, and an economy that worked for the underdog. But his government's policies told a different story.
Tuko pamoja jameni. Tuko pamoja. I want to tell the young people of our country, you will not trek the streets again. You will not wander in our markets again. We have a Marshall Plan on youth employment. We will deploy every year 200 billion Kenya shillings so that we can raise our textile industry, our leather industry, our wood industry, in agro-processing, in value addition, in manufacturing, in housing, so that we can create opportunities, we can create jobs for millions of young people today who are out of school, out of college, yet they have degrees and diplomas and certificates, yet they are meaningless because they have no opportunities in a country they call home. And that is why the young people of our country, vijana muko, vijana wa Nairobi muko.
Many, now accuse him of abandoning the people, of governing with arrogance, of creating a Kenya for the elite while the masses suffer. As the protests grew, the president took to national TV. He praised the tax bill. He called the protests misguided. He warned that anarchy would not be tolerated, but the people were no longer listening. You lied to us, Ruto. You called us hustlers. Now you hustle us. In Parliament, Ruto's allies rushed the bill through. But outside those walls, a nation boiled.
Very terrible. People are being abducted. People are being killed. We just want to say we are fed up as the youth. Majority are the youth. The police have started using force, and it's very bad at this rate. We don't want him anymore.
June 27th, the day Nairobi stood still. Tens of thousands stormed Parliament. Police opened fire. Videos surfaced of officers beating protesters, dragging students from the streets. One protester was reportedly shot and killed. Many were injured. The footage went viral. And suddenly, the world was watching. The African Union called for calm. The UN urged restraint. The US issued a statement urging the Kenyan government to respect civil rights. But back home, it was too late. The line had been crossed. Blood had been spilled. A new generation had tasted both fear and courage. If I die today, let them know I died for Kenya's future. In just a few days, everything changed. The youth found their voice. The government lost its moral ground. And President Ruto found himself backed into a corner. Whispers inside State House speak of panic. Some insiders call this the biggest political crisis since the 2007 post-election violence. The protesters aren't asking for tribal favors. They're not rallying behind political gods. They're demanding accountability. No more bloated government. No more empty promises. No more pain for the poor. And as night falls on Nairobi, the chants continue. This is not just Kenya's story. It's the story of Africa's youth, of a rising generation that refuses to be silenced, and of a continent that is waking up. This was Ruto Under Siege, the protest that changed everything. Only here, on Pan-African Hub. Like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment below. Tell us, do you think the youth can rewrite Kenya's future?